Hello friends, we see many objects around us. Now, they have different shape, they have different properties. You can classify based on soft, transparent, flexible, hard. So, based on the property, the objects can be classified. The classification can be based on appearance, how they look like. It can be based on hardness, how hard they are, how closely the particles are placed, and the solubility, whether they are soluble in water or not. So first coming to appearance, it can be lustrous, it can be non-lustrous. Objects can be made up of various items like wood, you have table, desk, ladder, all these are made of wood. Fabrics like your clothes, your teddy bears, all they're made of fabric. Metals, your tumblers, keys. Then you have plastics, things made of plastics. You have things made up of papers. Okay, so all those things. So we have listed down a few things. Those are made up of different material. Like we have pencil which may be made up of plastic or metal. We have chairs which may be made of wood, steel, iron. We have mat which is made up of wood, steel or iron. We have knife which is made up of steel. So there are number of things that different objects can be made up of. Now next coming to the objects which are classified based on hardness. Now it might be an hard object or a soft object. We have hard objects like wood, metal, plastic, all these are hard objects. Soft maybe thermocol, rubber band, wool, all these are soft objects. Next coming to transparency. We have transparent, opaque and translucent object. Your ability to see through an object, that is transparency. We have classified the objects into three different categories based on its transparency. So materials through which things can be seen clearly is known as transparent. From materials through which things cannot be seen clearly is translucent, and materials through which things cannot be seen at all is called as opaque. Okay. Now if we consider a sheet of paper, if we can see through clearly, it is transparent. If we can partially see through, that we cannot actually identify everything clearly, then it is translucent. And if we cannot see through completely, it is an oily paper can be a translucent paper. Okay. Now coming to solubility, if there are objects which are soluble and some are insoluble. If I talk about those objects which completely disappear when mixed in water, they are known as soluble objects like salt, sugar. If you mix them in water and you stir it, it will completely get disappeared. So that is when you can call it as soluble. If it doesn't disappear, it is insoluble. Like salt, sugar, oxygen, gas, vinegar, they are soluble, whereas flour, oil, sand and stone are insoluble in water. Now those objects which are insoluble, they may either go down or float on water. If they go down, that is sinking in water, or they will float on water. It completely depends on the density, or you can say the weight per unit volume of the particular object. So either it will sink or it will float on the water, or it is completely on the surface. So if we talk about the objects which completely moves down, like stones, you have iron balls, they completely move down, whereas cork, dry leaves, they will completely float on water. So you would have known about this taste when the eggs are got from the market, they will put it in water and let it rest for some time. So fresh eggs will sink down and the bad eggs will float because they are hollow. Now, so we have listed down few objects that will sink in water and few objects that will float on water. Like dry leaves float on water, whereas keys, they will sink in water. So thank you.